You know how I did that video talking about how all the cool DCEU rumors were just not all that? You know, the only one may be that, you know, Michael Keaton could have a role in the Flash movie. And the one that really broke my heart was that there really was nothing to the rumors about Ben Affleck reprising the Batman. So, well, and one could hope that there, in some form or fashion, some of these rumors might turn out to be true, and that there was still some talks or whatnot, and AT&T was just, oh, they really wanted him back and all that sort of stuff. And who knows, maybe Affleck himself is just dead set against it at this point. But, and beyond just, doing some extra scenes for the Snyder Cut and all that. But really, I was hoping there'd be more stories involving his version of Batman and all that sort of thing. And then apparently it wasn't going to be the case. And at the same time, I thought, well, I understand you don't want to step on the toes of the current Robert Pattinson Batman version coming along and all of that, then if it was an HBOMax series, hey, well, what would be the problem? Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson's Batman would be this theatrical release. Granted that there are theaters to be released in, but that's another story. But nevertheless, it would have this separation. Well, turns out there will be a Batman-oriented series for HBO Max. Yeah. It's got nothing to do with Ben Affleck's Batman. No, this one will be set in the world that Robert Pattinson's Batman is in. But more than likely, he won't be in it either. Yes, another Batman show without Batman. Except that he might be mentioned in it and maybe a cameo here and there, but this one will largely be based on Gotham Central, which was a comic book series that focused on the GCPD, the detectives and what, not just Gordon, but other detectives, and it gave a lot of stories for characters like Renee Montoya and so forth. And that's what it would be. Gee, that sounds familiar. That's right. They already did this for Fox Television. But that thing kind of started out as that sort of story about detailing the history of Gotham City, its corruption, and just that whole world. And it started out really good and quite credible in that aspect. And only a handful, I would expect, of Batman characters like villains and whatnot, like the Penguin, but as, very young. And then it just went off in this wild and crazy, bizarre thing that was just beyond stupid, despite some pretty good performances by the actors and whatnot. But good God, I never finished it. It got really awful. So maybe this is another attempt at that to be what it's supposed to be, which is this sort of, police procedural type series set within that world. And it's supposed to take place before the events of this film. Now, it was always said that this version of Batman would be set in his second year of his Batman career. So there's already been the full first year, which I don't know if they're going to play up to that pretty much followed the plot of the Batman Year One story and all that. Which, if this is set before this film, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's set in the Batman's first year. Maybe it would be, and that Batman is just sort of off, and they approach it as, is he really real? Is there really a Batman, or is that just some myth or whatnot? And that type of thing. Or it could even take place further back than that. But it's kind of material that's already been tried and done very badly, in my opinion. I'm not that excited about it, probably because there's something else I would have rather have had. And I don't know if this will be an ongoing series or whatnot, but it sounds like it just sort of expands and details Gotham City as it's portrayed in this film, and you'll see some earlier years of it and all of that. So it's a done deal. They're going to do it. So that's that. Is there room for a Batfleck series? I would say so. I mean, come on, it's multiverse, right? Yeah. But the idea that they could have done a Batman series for HBO Max, a miniseries, if you will, of Ben Affleck's script for the Batman versus Deathstroke story would have worked fine, and I think you could have made the case that it's quite the separation between the two, based on the different formats. I mean, eventually the Batman would be on HBO Max, but first it would go through its theatrical release and whatnot. But who's to say that that's the case? Who knows? The situation we're in. So, with this project coming on, I'm thinking that it's probably true that there really wasn't anything to that rumor, and I really hate that. But as it stands now, that seems to be the case. Hopefully, I am completely wrong about that, and we'll get some little exciting news soon at the Justice Con and Fandom and all that stuff. But probably not very likely. Probably more cool details about Snyder Cut and all that sort of thing. But as far as going forward with these side projects of a Batman and a Superman, film or series, probably not. Maybe Superman, but it's not looking great for the Ben Affleck Batman, and that's a shame. What a missed opportunity.
All right, thank you for watching and listening. Why not like and subscribe, and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores and have plenty of goodies for you. Hats, mugs, stickers, posters, all that goody stuff. Plus, you can head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book Night Night. Oh, yeah. Plus, you can also catch my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, over at RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on my channel at BitChute. That's the Mr Nailsin channel on BitChute.com.